What's going on, y'all? Psych Perspectives, giofvcks. Out walking Mercy this beautiful morning before clocking in for work. And I wanted to talk about something. So, when we look at the cost of living, how much it costs for you to, pay your bills, your rent, your mortgage, utility bills, gas, heating, cooling, if you have health insurance, life insurance, how many plans are you paying for? If it's you, is it your spouse? Is it your partner? Is it your children? Is it your family? When we look at, insurance for home insurance, rental insurance, car insurance, you name it, all of these bills. And then you look at, are you earning enough at your current job where you're currently employed? Are you making enough to actually pay these bills to stay afloat? When you look at all of this and you start computing the numbers, whether you're doing this bi-weekly or bi-monthly, however you go about doing it, it's a lot. A lot of people are finding out for themselves that they don't make enough money to make ends meet. And a lot of people have known this for quite some time. And now it's more and more obvious because of COVID-19, and more people are, speaking up and saying, hey, we need to be paid living wages, because a lot of us are working full-time jobs and the income is not matching. Somebody giving you 40 plus hours a week and yet they barely scraping by. There's a problem with this picture. And this is unfortunately common in the USA. It's unfortunately common for people to have full-time jobs and still be impoverished, living check to check and in poverty, despite the fact that they have a full-time job. And me, me, I'm very transparent. I'm just going to tell you what I'm going through, what I've experienced. Now, I have $48,000 worth of student loan debt for college degrees that have yet to pay off. And quite frankly, I don't really see where where college education in this day and age, when we look at it from an economical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, in my humble opinion, it doesn't make sense to be going to college, especially if you're just going to be racking up a bunch of debt. If you're able to get a full ride scholarship, grants, you got financial support from family, friends, community, or you're paying out of pocket for it, that's probably going to be your best bet. I do not recommend taking out student loans for these college degrees because, quite frankly, from an economical, financial standpoint, it's not worth it. What's the purpose of having $48,000 worth of student loans and you're not even guaranteed to make $48,000 a year? I make, and this is just keeping it a buck. Right? Hassan Campbell style, keeping it all the way funky. Here it is. I make half of what I owe in student loans because after taxes, that's the caveat that they don't really tell you about. After taxes, you're losing anywhere from 20 to 25% of your income in taxes. So my current job, me, 100% transparent with you, because I want people to see this. I have $48,000 worth of student loan debt. I have 2 associate's degrees, which I was privileged to get a full ride scholarship to go to a community college to receive those 2 associate's degrees. So I didn't have to pay for those. I didn't have to go into debt for those. My GPA allowed me to get those. And then I have a bachelor's degree and I have a master's degree. Where I went wrong, in my opinion, is getting my master's. Quite frankly, I could have done without. Because honestly, if I wouldn't have got my master's, I wouldn't have $48,000 worth of student loan debt. And I would have, and then two, I'm not making money that a person with a master's degree plus with my years of experience should be making. Okay, my current job, granted, it's a privilege and a blessing on one aspect because it's back in my field. It's related to my degree, and I'm doing work that's meaningful. And again, it's related to what I went to school for. But the pay is absolute trash. I don't care how you try to twist and turn it. I am so sick and tired of these employers thinking that they're doing you a favor by keeping you in poverty, because that's exactly what they're doing. So at my current job, granted, it's a blessing and a privilege because it's related to my degree. I'm doing meaningful work, but I'm basically being paid pennies. Again, master's degree, eight plus years of experience, $48,000 worth of student loan debt. And at my current job, I'm paid $36,000 a year before taxes. I'm gonna say it one more time. At my current job, I am paid $36,000 a year before taxes. After taxes, that is about $24,000. Like I said, you lose 20 to 25% of your income. So after taxes, that looks a lot like $24,000. I barely get $1,000 every 2 weeks for my current job. I barely make $2,000 a month from my current job. And I just want people to know this, right? I want people to see this so other folks can see what we mean by we need living wages. And you got to stop saying it's because people aren't, because I hear people always say, oh, well, if you go to college, you'll be able to get a decent paying job. And here's the thing. No, you will not. That's a hit or a miss. There's a lot of people sitting up here with college degrees, a lot of people sitting up here with certifications, a lot of people sitting up here with years of experience, a lot of people sitting up with all three and still not making a living wage. So the lie that if you go to college, somehow you're going to start making money. Honey, I graduated for the first time from college in 2012 with my 2 associate's degrees. Here it is 9 years later. I'm not seeing any of the money that y'all keep lying and telling everybody that they're going to make. Because a lot of times it's BS. You know, this is why I'm going to keep saying it, in my humble opinion. Taking out student loans to pay for a college degree is not financially it's not a good idea. It's not a good economic decision, in my opinion. You know, take it from somebody that has taken out loans to pay for school. And again, why are we taking out loans to pay for something that should be free in the first damn place? Again, all the taxes that we are all paying, and you mean to tell me we don't have free college education like the rest of these so-called first world countries, but then you get to this shitty ass country, the USA, and everybody and they damn mama is in some type of debt? Let's be real, you either in debt because you went to some useless ass university for a degree that ain't gonna pay you nothing, or you're in debt because you had a medical procedure, because medical debt is one of the top debts that people have in this country, right along with credit card debt. So between student loans, medical debt, and credit card debt, in this country, in the USA, you're gonna be in some type of debt. You know, at this point, it's pretty much guaranteed that you're not going to escape without being in some type of debt, and that's all by design. And then you got to ask yourself, why would you want to live in a country that just wants to keep everybody in debt? Like, why? You know, these are some real questions. Okay? So, like I said, I barely make $2,000 a month from my full-time job with a master's degree, 8+ years of experience. I just want to throw that out there because people love to sit up and talk about how supposedly it's not, you know, if you get a degree, you need to get this, that, and the other. And it's like, no, you need to get the right type of degrees that are going to make financial and economic sense. Now, don't get me wrong. The work that I'm doing is greatly needed. We have a lot of people in our community that are living with HIV who need assistance getting their medications, need assistance getting health care, and the more people that we're able to assist with getting health care, getting on their medication, we're able to get people to undetectable status who are living with HIV. And if a person is undetectable, guess what? They can't transmit the virus to anybody else. So it's really in our best interest to make sure that people are connected to care, whether that's health care coverage, medication, housing, food, shelter, making sure that people are taken care of. I'm basically a caseworker. That's what I do. On top of the fact that I'm educating people about the LGBTQ plus community, what the acronyms and the pronouns and the different sexualities and gender identities. I went to school for this. So it's in my field. I'm doing it, but the pay is garbage. I'm just going to be honest. And again, how is somebody supposed to make it on barely $2,000 a month when my rent is $1,238 per month? Thankfully, I have a roommate and we split things in half. But even splitting things in half, when you're barely getting $1,000 a week and you got to turn around and be giving up $619, half for rent, that's over half of your bi-weekly paycheck. There's a problem here. And that's just for rent. You still got other bills and responsibilities. And then you wonder why so many people in this country, in the USA, live check to check. Then you wonder why in the hell you got a full-time job and you still got to have a side hustle. You got to get a second job. You got to get a third job. You got to go without, or you got to have multiple side hustles. Because Lord knows, if I didn't have side hustles and have additional streams of revenue and other ways of getting money, I would be shit out of luck and jolly well effed, if you get where I'm going with this. And that's how it is for a lot of people. And this is what we're talking about. And then our priorities, I'm just going to go on and say it, and I'm not taking away from anybody when I say this, but here's something to think about. And I'm not trying to take away from people when I say this, because I think everybody should be getting paid living wages, regardless of education, regardless of occupation, regardless of, years of experience. Nobody working should be sitting up trying to figure out how they're going to make ends meet. Come on. Nobody should have to do that. It's absolutely ridiculous that in this day and age, that's the mess that's going on. Now, to put some stuff into perspective, just think about this. Just think about it. If you can pay basketball players, football players, all of these sports and entertainers, you paying them millions of dollars, regardless if they losing games or winning games. You paying them millions of dollars to play sports. But then people that are actually out here saving lives, okay, because technically I'm in the public health field. I'm in, that's what I do, because I'm also doing HIV testing, STI, STD testing. We do a lot of prevention work to help prevent the spread of STDs and STIs. So it's public health, it's health, right? This is what I mean by when people want to talk about, but you just got to get in healthcare. Child, even when you're in healthcare, they don't pay. Everything comes with a caveat. And that's what people fail to realize. Things come with caveats. And you really have to read the fine print. Because technically, I am in the healthcare field. But at the end of the day, I'm still not getting paid shit. I'm just being honest. And this is another reason why, and I'm going to say it, this is another reason why people stay away from nonprofit. Because depending on what nonprofit you're working, if they don't get grants, who's the grant writer, what type of money is available, the wages here are low and stagnant. And realistically, it's not a job realistic where people can live off of. Again, people need more than $24,000 after taxes to live. You barely getting $2,000 a month. What I make a month with my education, with my years of experience, the type of work that I'm doing, the cost of living, including inflation, what I make a month is what I should be making every 2 weeks. I should be getting $2,000 every 2 weeks, honey. This is ridiculous. And this is what we mean by, you know, you got folks literally living in straight up poverty, impoverished, living check to check. You know, you either going without, you got to postpone stuff. And this is what we mean by poverty is expensive over time, because you keep postponing stuff because you can't afford to get it done, because you don't make enough money, despite the fact that you work in a full-time job. There's a problem here. And more people, we need to speak up and out about this. You know, because my thing is, you go from one job to the next and it's the same shitty ass pay. You know, and then we keep telling ourselves, oh, but at least we're doing something that's meaningful. At least this is related to my degree. At least this is... Listen, you deserve that anyways. That was the whole premise of you going to college. So them trying to make you feel bad for questioning why you're being paid pennies, and then they're always telling you to wait your turn. Oh, well, you gotta, you know, you just started. Listen, I am 28 and a half, almost 29. I got my first college degree in 2012. I've been working since 2009 at 16. I got years of experience, education. It's past, I gotta wait my time. You need to pay me what the hell I'm worth. And that's for everybody. Because that's the damn problem. You know, and it's ridiculous. You sitting up here, you get paid Friday, and depending on what type of bills and responsibilities, you broke Monday because you don't make enough money. You know, and then got the nerve to want to talk about why the morale of the business or the organization is low, because people are being paid poverty wages. You know, people don't feel valued or supported. And I'm just being real. People are tired of this shit. It's the same old every year. You know, you think you getting ahead just to find out it's the same low wages. And I think I can speak for a lot of us. We tired, man. We tired. Nobody's interested in these low wage jobs. You know, and it's ridiculous that, like I said, in 2021, like I said, it's been 9 years since I graduated with my first college degree. It's been 11 years since I graduated high school. It's been 12 years of me working. Again, I've been working since I was 16. So when people want to talk about, this is what I mean by, and I'm going to say this before I end this video. I'm going to say this before I end this video. Capitalism is slavery with a C. I mean, damn, how the hell you been working for 12 years and you still don't have anything to show for it? That's just me. Now just think about people that's been working for 20, 30, 40. I look at my grandmother. My grandmother worked for 45 years, and we sit up and try to brag about that. Ain't nothing to brag about giving your life away. And, you know, and y'all working all these years just to retire on a portion of what you made. So you still basically living check to check if you didn't have other streams of revenue. You know, and that's how it is for a lot of people. And that's what I mean by it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this is how it is in the USA, the United States of America. And we need to start addressing it, speaking out about it, and letting people know. Because people have a misconstrued misconception that everything here is just roses and cream and everybody living well. And that is the farthest thing from the damn truth. Stop letting Hollywood paint these false narratives. Because overwhelmingly, most people here are living in poverty and struggling. Okay, and that's just being honest. Especially when you look around, when you look at the black and brown communities, people of color, women and children, young folks, whether it's, you know, millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen X. When you look at a lot of people, People are living check to check. And the problem is, too, is social media. And I'm going to do another video discussing the social media dilemma. But a lot of this social media shit has people living lies. People will sit up here and make it seem like they're doing so well. Meanwhile, they don't know. Meanwhile, they don't know how they're going to make ends meet. You know? But they'll be on Facebook making it seem like they going on trips. Whole time, they sitting up here facing water shutoffs. You'd be surprised. So, anyways, I just wanted to do a quick video. It's 20 minutes. To discuss issues that's impacting us all, you know. And as always, information will be in the description box if you choose to get more information. And I always recommend you do your own research, do your own investigation, look up stuff, okay? But yeah, I just wanted to do that on my morning walk. Ooh, yes. Ain't nothing like a good walk. Okay? Anyways, I'm out.